wonderful day. It is your girl, your coach, Coach Tasha Moore, and welcome to this episode of the Squad podcast. I'm so excited to be here with y'all. I have somebody very special guest that's going to join us on today. So I hope y'all ready. Let's go. All right. So y'all, welcome to today's episode. I hope that you are already having a wonderful start to wherever you are. And so how are we doing with our goals? Did everybody set goals, intentions for the week? I hope that you reached them. If you did, let's give ourselves a hug. Let's love on each other. Whoop, 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 for the goal reaching. And if we did not, it's okay. There's another week and another day. Before I get started, y'all, don't forget to click the link down below. Subscribe to this episode of the podcast so that you get notified every time a new episode drops. And sometimes, every now and then, I'll be dropping some little special episodes. And so you definitely want to be in the know. So make sure that you subscribe and follow me on all social media. So today, y'all, I have this wonderful lady sitting next to me, my homegirl, Miss Shunnika, friend, Going's friend, okay? She's married now.
Yes,
all right, she's married now. So I'm so excited to have her on the podcast with me today. Y'all, this month, we are celebrating love and all the different ways that we do it, right? And so today, we're going to be talking about healthy love versus unhealthy love and what that looks like. We've had some amazing conversations, whether it's romantic love, friendships with your family, like there are different ways that you learn to love. And so the thing about love is that it should feel safe. It should feel like something that you want to be a part of. And we're living in a world that I feel like distorts that a little bit and makes us think that like real love does not exist or healthy love is not a thing. And so we're going to talk about that. This one right here. I'm going to read a little bit about her. I know all of this stuff, but like I wanted to read it so I didn't miss anything. Y'all, she's a powerhouse in her own right. She is the boss woman. Before we jump in, I'm going to do a little intro for my girl, okay? She is the boss, the CEO of 80 Pounds Entertainment Group.
Right.
Female DJ. She is a baddie on the ones and twos. Y'all, she's a graphic designer, a party promoter, an event planner. You name it, she's got it. You want chip bags with your face on it? She's your girl, okay? You want a cup that says something on it? She got you. Y'all, she does it all. But today, she's my friend showing up for me. And we are talking about, not business today, but we're talking about love.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get into it.
Okay.
You ready? Okay, let's go, girl. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start with the basics. Like when we think about love, there is this element of healthy love versus unhealthy love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I think about it, for me, healthy love feels safe, right? It feels communicative, like where you can, communicate and do the back and forth with it. Healthy love for me also creates that dynamic of trust, where like you can trust the person. Or even in the moments where you don't feel like you love yourself, that person sees things in you, whether it's your friend or your significant other,
right.
And they make you feel like, hey.
Like you're $1 million.
Okay, all right. I like it. Yeah. You and I have had a few conversations and we were talking about like past relationships and things like that. And like, what we've been through, like we both are married. We found our man. And yes. So, we were talking about before, what helped us know that when it came to my husband, Mike, and your husband, Will, what was the difference between the guys that we dated before versus them now?
Okay. My husband. Okay. With him, I never had someone to open my door. I never had someone to really console me in all my all kind of crazy ways and stuff like that. He accepts me for me. Mm-hmm. I don't have to be this certain way. I'm just me. He's like the only one that I can actually be me. It's a lot that he does that I never had. Mm-hmm. It really is. I mean, he, first of all, I never had a guy to just buy me things.
Mm.
You know, I never had that. I never had someone just to say every day, "You're beautiful." Even when I'm feeling like at my lowest. And I mean, it's times like, you know, after marriage, I felt for a while, I don't know why I was feeling depressed about my looks. Um, I guess I just didn't fit in society. And he was just like, "No, you're beautiful." You know, he said, "You're beautiful inside and out." You know, it wasn't just like, "Okay, well, your heart is beautiful." You know, sometimes when some people say that, you're just like, "But what about my outside?" So he loves everything about me. So I mean, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about him. Now, from the past relationships, I can compare a lot of things. You know, I it started with, okay, you know, back in the day, they didn't have any cute clothes for us heavy set women.
They did us wrong. They did. They didn't do us right back in the day. You're right.
They didn't. So, of course, I wore the baggy pants, basketball shorts, t-shirts, and all that. And I was called names that I didn't, of what I wasn't. So you guys can imagine that, because I don't want to say anything to get anybody blocked or anything.
Right.
You know, because this world is crazy now. Everybody's sensitive.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I would wear the basketball shorts, t-shirts, and stuff like that because I felt comfortable in that, because I was not going to be looking like somebody flower garden walking, because, you know, back in the day, they had them flower patterns for them big girls.
Girl, flowers and pleats. What was with that? Like, what was, no.
And then I'm looking like, one year I put on a dress, thought it was cute, and I looked like a walking Christmas present. Oh, Lord. No. Okay. So I mean, like I said, it was just things, and I thought that I had to prove to people that I wasn't. So I was looking for love in, as they say, in all the wrong places.
Okay, so when you say that, looking for love in like all the wrong places, what are red flags that you feel like you look on now and you're like, okay, that was definitely a red flag that I ignored?
Oh gosh. Lord help me.
Listen,
I'm trying to keep it clean.
Okay, well, you know,
I'm trying to keep it clean, because, you know, I want some of these teenage little girls, but
we have to do that. We got to do that live. Okay, we can't do that.
Yeah, because I got keep it clean.
So, PG version. What are some things that you think about as like when somebody's thinking about unhealthy love? You know, what you've experienced. What would you tell that young lady? You know, like a red flag.
You don't have to give it up whenever and however they want to do it. It was one of those things to where I just like, I did anything. You know, just to have someone to say, "Okay, I love you," but I didn't have to have it that way. I just thought it was that way so that I can get the name calling to stop. And it still didn't stop. You know, I was in a couple of abusive relationships. I went broke behind because I was a hard worker. I still am a hard worker. Period. Still am. But I mean, down to paying child support for some people and getting a car repo behind it. Yeah, this is my story. Okay. Yeah, getting a car repo behind trying to pay somebody child support where they were riding a woman up in the car that got repoed. Okay?
Red flags. Hello.
Red flags.
Listen, okay?
Red
She giving y'all some nuggets. Like, you know what? But the truth is that's your truth. And it happens to so many people. And I think part of it comes from, one, us not loving ourselves enough to understand that we don't necessarily need another person to validate us.
Right.
They just confirm what we already know.
Right.
You know, like for me with my husband, you know, I kept him, like I said, at arm's length for a very long time. But then I came to a place where I loved me enough to let him in. And then it wasn't that I needed his validation because I was good. I knew who I was. And I learned to love his confirmation of who I was. Like, you're beautiful, you're strong. But I had to first see those things in myself.
Right.
You know, like my beauty, my strength, my ability to love, and the fact that I was deserving of love. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, sometimes we don't see that example of, like, physical touch or whatever, you know, from our parents, or live in a household where they say, I love you. We might think they express it because they sit in it, or, you know, the bills are paid or whatever. And for me, I know when I met Mike, it was about, like, it wasn't about, but, like, I felt like love was what you bought me. Like, if you brought me things, that meant that you loved me, right? And now I'm like, I ain't even worried about that stuff. Like, I care less.
Right.
What matters to me now is your time. You know, physical touch, grab my hand every now and then, you know, like stuff like that. So I think for me, red flags are when you're the one who's giving so much of yourself and not receiving anything in return. You know, on the days when I'm only 40%, I'm so thankful. Like, yes, you know, Super Bowl party, I was out of town with our daughters, and, you know, our friends were, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but my husband, like, he came through. I didn't have no percent because I wasn't even here. But food was cooked. I walked in, everybody was entertained. I was like, okay, my husband.
Yeah, y'all, excuse me. About her husband and cooking food, right? Them wings and the burrito tacos. Oh my gosh.
My husband came through. Y'all
He did. He came through.
Right. Thank you.
He came through.
So I think for me, it was learning that healthy love was not something that I had to, you know, wait on. I could walk in it for myself, and then somebody comes along and adds to that love. So my husband added to the love that I have for me, for myself.
Right. And like, I'm go back on what you said, like growing up not seeing it. I never saw my parents hug. I never saw them kiss. You know, my dad would joke around, or either he was like serious, like saying, I love you. My mom was like, boy, get out my face. I ain't trying to hear that today. You know, so he must have messed up somewhere, the way she said it. But I never seen that. I never seen that in a household. So whenever my husband brought that to me, it was like foreign. You know, it was something that I wanted and stuff. And he was the one that did it. He didn't care. We'd be out walking at Broadway at the beach, and then all of a sudden he just grabbed me and he just kissed and hugged me. Like, he was not afraid to show me off. So, and others were like, okay, I'm going out to the club tonight. Can I stop by? Girl, they wouldn't even take me out for a daggone cheeseburger at McDonald's. They wouldn't. They would always come by, stop by after, or either like, oh, I'm on my way down that way. What you doing? Not like planning anything and stuff like that, you know? And then it was some that just, when we would go places, like the mall and stuff. Okay. Well, you go down here and I'll be right here. Looking at this right here, it wasn't like the holding hands or anything like that. But the husband I got now, and will keep until God tells us that we need to be apart, and that's what it says: "Death do us part." You know, again, we walk in the mall, everything, and he's just not afraid. And by the way, let me say this right here. My husband does not look like me. So that says a lot when you see us in public and he's holding my hand. So you can figure that out. Read between the lines. Read between the lines.
No, I know them personally, and he really does. He really does love you. You can just tell. And that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now we're going to talk the importance of, when we talk about love and all the different ways, like communication and emotional safety. I am very big on that. So let's talk about one of the most important parts of a relationship, like I just said, is communication. And learning how to communicate in a way that might not be something that you're used to.
Right.
Woo! Y'all, it's a struggle. Thing. I'm trying to tell you, it was a struggle for me on this one. So when we think about that, why do you think that communication is such an important part of a healthy relationship or healthy love?
Well, you have to communicate to understand each other. Because if you don't have any communication and stuff like that, just one little thing can set something different. I mean, it could just set the mood like it could go, when I say another direction, it can go another direction because you're not communicating. Oh my gosh, this is one example. Okay. And I think it has to do with a lot of men when we be sitting up there talking. And they said, all right. You know? So it was where I needed him to do something. And it was very, very important. So men, if you out there, listen to what I'm telling you. Okay, so I needed him to pick up something for me from the house. He said, okay, I got it. He shows up and don't have it. Now, you know when you're a DJ, you gotta have certain stuff for everything to work. So then, of course, 45 minutes away from the house, my gig starts. I don't have it. So, yeah, communication. Listen, don't say all right. Because that set the whole mood up. Boy, I did not talk to him, and he was afraid to come near me.
Okay.
He was afraid. You know how he gets. He was afraid. If he was here on this couch right now, he would have you guys laughing about communication. Oh, he started listening after that. Listening a little bit better. I'm not saying 100%, but it's better than what it was.
When we say listening, y'all, we mean active listening.
Right.
Like, I am truly in tune with what you're saying. And I'm going to add to that. I know for me, I had to learn when I could have an expectation of his active listening. I can't walk in there on a Sunday and he watching football and expect for him to actively listen. Okay, my girls, let's not do that. I would be like, I want to talk now. We're going to discuss it right now. And I'm about to say what I want to say right now. It doesn't work. So I would have to say, like, listen, I'm not upset, but there's something that I want us to talk about. Are you good right now? Can we come to it later? Like learning when I could have the expectation of him active listening versus like sometimes, y'all, I'm going to be honest with me and my own mean self. I'll be like 2:00 in the morning. Oh, I got an attitude and I'm not asleep. So you're not about to be asleep either. I'll be like, hey, we need to talk. And it's like at 2:00. Like it's 2 a.m. You want to talk right now?
I see Mike's face right now.
Look, listen, like what? Right now you want to talk? So it's learning when you can have the expectation of active listening. And one of the things that I know Mike and I had to learn to do, what I call is the not below the belt. Because y'all know when we get, I know, I'm not going to say it, y'all know. I know when I get upset, it's like I'm coming from below the, I'm swinging, right? So I had to learn, like, because y'all know the things that you say that will trigger them. Like, you know what I'm saying? The same thing. They know the things that they could say to get up under your skin. And so it was about learning how to communicate in a way that wasn't hurtful, communicating my emotions in a way that wasn't to tear down, but to say what I was feeling in a way that he could receive and then be receptive, you know what I'm saying? Receive what I was saying. Because when I'm coming with the rah, he's not even listening. But I'm expecting him to listen versus me saying, okay, that hurt my feelings. Because the truth, that's where the emotions came from. My feelings were hurt. Something was said, something was done that put me in a place of hurt. I reverted back to that little girl that had all the unlove and all the things that she felt. And so I'm coming out swinging, taking care of myself because it's what I felt like I had to do. And so it was about me learning how to communicate with him in a way that he was received. Because those of you who know my husband, he is not a man of many words. He ain't talking a whole lot, right?
No.
But those that he loves, he will communicate with. But it was learning like, okay, my brain is 100 miles an hour most all the time. He is a little more Like, let me think about it, my answer. Where I'm like, I got an answer. You got the answer. I need an answer right now. Right? Mm-hmm. And so I had to learn how to communicate so that he could receive it.
Right. And then when you say you hit below the belt, that shuts them down to where they will never tell you anything. And then you don't want them to be, you want them to trust you. And that's the main thing in relationships, trust.
Period. And one of the things that I have, y'all, when we talk about that, love languages are a real thing. I don't know if y'all know that or not. How we give love and how we receive love. And so the book, I don't know if y'all have read it, it's by Gary Chapman, The 5 Love Languages. It will change your life. And so the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And everyone has a love language, y'all. I told y'all, receiving gifts was mine for a real long time. I'm just be honest. I was like, I need a gift. Now it's like quality time and physical touch. What about you? What do you think your two are? Your top two?
Mine are quality time. I love the physical touching, but sometimes the physical touch comes when I'm just like, we're in front of people. We got little eyes watching us. But really, like, it's like affirmations, I think. It's like really one because that is what we're really working on a lot now, are the affirmations that we talk about every day. Every day we talk about affirmations. And let me tell you what, you do your affirmations, it does volumes of things in your life. When you do the affirmations.
I'm a big affirmation girl.
You have to speak everything into existence. You may not understand what's going on now, but later on, you keep repeating those affirmations, it's going to come through.
And man, I'm a big affirmation person. I was not always, because I felt like it was fake of me to say stuff I didn't believe. But what I will share with y'all is proclaim it until you can affirm it. Make a proclamation every single day to yourself. You're beautiful, you're pretty, you're whatever you need to say to you. And so I love affirmations too. I really do. I think that's key. So for those of y'all that are listening, take the quiz. You can take a quiz online about the 5 love languages so you learn what yours is, because it's important. Because you can't tell the other person what you need or your expectation if you don't know, right? And so if you with somebody, y'all take that together. All right, and our last little part that we're going to talk about, y'all, setting boundaries and knowing when to walk away. And for us, I feel like because we're married, it's knowing when to walk away from the conversation and come back to it later, right? I think that's important because
that's hard.
Girl, listen, I have to be like, okay, you know what? I need to walk away right now because I'm about to flip out or crash out, as my daughter would say. She don't lie, Mama, don't ever say that again, but I'm gonna say that. Let's talk about boundaries. Because love without boundaries is a recipe for disaster, in my own personal opinion, right? So why is it that you think people struggle setting boundaries? Whether it's family, relationship, whatever.
That's because they don't, insecurities can help with that. Setting boundaries.
We won't do it.
You won't do it because you're insecure. And you just think that you can't do it. You always doubting yourself and everything. You get around people that do those things, and you see how it does their life, then you start to think like, okay, maybe I can do it. Let me go and try this boundary. Let me go and set this right here and stuff. So, insecurity is the biggest, what I believe, the biggest thing about setting boundaries.
I like it. I think that's a big one. Insecurity will make us, we don't want people to reject us. We don't want people not to like us. We want to please people. I know for me, I wanted everybody to like me. Wanted everybody to be my friends. So I walked around acting crazy, like just doing stuff to do it because I wanted people to like me and accept me, and that was me not learning. And so I didn't have boundaries as far as friendships or anything.
I
would just let people, do whatever to me. And now looking back on it, it was like, girl, who were you? But it's like, what was that? Like, just learning, like, you don't deserve to be treated that way. And you can set a boundary that says that. Whether, I know for me, like, one of my non-negotiables is cussing at me. That's a no. Like, always. Even any job that I've had or anything. Now, people might use foul language. I don't. It's a choice. But, like, if you come at me like that, it's an automatic shutdown. And I'm not even hearing nothing you say. Like, I know I've been in the store and I've heard people, like, cuss at their child. And I'm just like, oh, my God. It just does something. It burns me to my core. And I'm like, that's just... But, again, everybody's entitled to the way that they speak. I know for me, like, at me, it's a negative. I automatically am zoned out. I'm triggered. I'm mad. I'm all the things. Because, and I remember, and I heard Katana say it the other day. She was like, my mama don't say me. She was talking about something. And I was like, that's what I used to say. Like, my mama ain't that, like, my parents, anything I'm about to say. So that was always a boundary for me. Any job that I had, like if the manager came and was like,
who you talking to?
Girl, I'm about, okay, you know what? I'm gonna clock out. I'm going home. I'm about to go to the house because you're not about to be talking. That's just, that was one of the boundaries I know that I'll always have. Now, did I set the best boundaries in friendships? No. People treated me all kind of ways and it was just like, but when I reflect on it, it was just me not.
Just wanted to be accepted.
Yes, you just wanted your people, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like, look. I got stories for days. I had not too long moved out of my parents' house. And I thought that if I had people over there every day, that I would have friends. Yo, you know when you move out, you got lights, water, cable if you want cable, because we had Time Warner back then. And that was high. You got to put groceries in your house. You got gas. You got to put all of these bills and stuff and rent. And you having all of these people that loaf and come to your house, eat up, drink up, watching your good cable. Where you think that you had to have everything. Because they don't have that at home. And you're just sitting there like, okay, I got friends. But during that time when you really need them, during the time when I was broke, look, y'all, I was bumming rides to get to work because I had an engine to blow in my vehicle. And you remember them times. Bumming rides and people laughing at me and trying to get on my feet, DJing and all of that stuff. And actually during the time I met my husband, that was the one thing. Here it is, promoting a party. Assisting promoting a party. We met. Okay. So I was talking to someone. He was supposed to come back and pick me up. Ain't never came back. So he was he was waiting to see if I was going to get home. And one of the girls, she said, it's okay to ride with him. And I was like, I don't know him. And that's when I really thought that I had all the friends in the world and not a one. They laughing at me. And I thought I had friends. Was part of some stuff. Clubs. Some of them didn't even come through. Saying no name. But some of them didn't come through. Laughing. Talking. I got it back. Talking. And stuff. So my boundaries now is like, I love peace and I don't have to be, well, let me take that back. I love my peace, but I do have a few challenges that I can call on if I ever need them. Friends that turn into family.
Period. All right.
Yes. She's my sister from another mister.
Period.
Yeah. No, but serious, seriously. So now it's just like, if I if I feel that you're not, how can I say it? I just have I just pay attention to the discernment that I have. Because I was ignoring that a whole lot. I seen these in these people. Seen it. And then just like, okay, talked about it with you at some point too. Like, okay, yeah, well, we shouldn't be. Anyway. But now really like paying attention to the discernment and following it. And that's what you have to do. If you feel like something's not right, it ain't right.
Period.
And that's about with the person that, even if you're dating a person right now and you still can't figure out something, or either married, follow your heart and your discernment. Not your heart, your gut feeling.
Listen.
The gut.
I'm going to tell y'all what Coach Josh love to say. Follow your heart, honey, but let your eyes and ears lead, because your heart don't see where it's going, okay? Right. You see things and you hear things. Let's not act foolish and act like we do not, all right? So for the signs of things, when I think about what it is like, okay, what is the determination of like cutting off relationships for me? Like disrespect. We're not, like, if we can't talk to each other, and that's friendships too. If we can't get up and be respectful and disagree, agree to disagree, or whatever that case may be, then then you know what I'm saying? We can walk away from that. Also, I think when it's emotionally draining, like every single thing is like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh. Like when you get to that place that it's emotional draining, it's time to sit and have a conversation. And when you feel like you're unappreciated, you know, like it's important to understand that you're worthy of being appreciated, even in a friendship or especially in a relationship. Like, I appreciate my husband. And I've learned to make sure that he knows that. Do I do it every day? No, I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. But I do my best to try to make sure that he knows, like, hey, babe, I see what you're doing. Like, I love you. I do appreciate. Like, when everyone left last night, I was like, babe, you did such a good job. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And he was like, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. You know, like, just making sure that the person knows that. So anything you want to add, Miss Shunnika, before we wrap it up? And I'm going to do my rapid fire questions. She don't know it yet. Anything you want to add?
The only thing I can really add is just like dang it, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, because I have so much to say. At one point I never did talk, but now it's just like everything. So I forgot what I had to say. So we're gonna go ahead into the rapid fire questions. Now look, if I go ahead and then write in the comments down there and stuff like that, I might go and give my response in the comments. So you're going to just got to look at that, okay?
Listen. Okay, y'all. Y'all know I love a good game and all the things. All right, so we're going to rapid fire. So you got to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Y'all, I got lost in my show notes. Here we go. All right. The best love advice that you've ever received.
Don't go to bed mad.
What's one green flag in a relationship? Go. Green bean, go.
Affection.
Oh, like it. What's one thing that every woman should know about
love? Feelings. No. Again, you should know the feeling of love.
What it feels like? All right.
What it feels like.
All right. What's one song that makes you think about love?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. I know.
She loves music, y'all. I told y'all she's a DJ, but one
song. Oh my gosh. I'm For Real by Howard Hewitt. Because if you see, you gotta listen to the words. You know, back in the 80s, they had the music that you understood. Cause he said, "Girl, I want to sit you down and tell you how I feel." See,
I know. Mine, y'all, is love. You know, so many things I've got to tell you. Oh, that's my song. I love that. That's my favorite. Every time I hear that,
you can keep the tape rolling.
Listen, I know, right? We can. Oh my goodness! And I lost my voice, y'all, for competition. But if not, I would tune up for y'all a little bit. But I'm not gonna do that today because you're girl. Listen. But Music Soul Child, one of my favorite songs that always makes me think about love and like what it should feel like. Oh my goodness, I love that song. So if you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Yeah. Music Soul Child, he's awesome. Shunnika, girl, this was such a good conversation. I'm so glad I got to have you.
I wish it could be longer.
I know, right? And so
yeah, there's a catchphrase.
What?
Y'all want some more of this conversation? November 7th, 8th.
Listen, this is a real friendship, a real relationship. She is coming plugging me on the show. Y'all, yes, Combat Ready, Myrtle Beach edition, November the 7th, 8th, no, wait, the 8th, 7th and 8th, yes. I'm so excited. Girl, I love you so much, y'all.
I love you too.
This is one of my ride or die chicks, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
It is live in action, and guess what? It's going to be no other recording there, so it's going to be raw.
Listen,
but I'm going to try to keep it clean.
She going to keep it clean.
Because she's in the higher,
Amen. She going to keep it clean.
Yeah,
amen.
She said amen. I'm getting there. It's a journey, but I'm almost there. I'm getting there.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. The thing I want you to take away most from the show today is that love shouldn't feel draining. It should make you feel good. Like the love we talk about in our other episodes about the love from our Father, learning to love ourselves. And if you're in a relationship that doesn't align with what God says about you and who He says that you are, y'all, you got to think about that. And I'm not saying for you to leave. Please hear me when I say, but what I am saying is do the work so that you and whoever the relationship's with, whether it's your significant other, a friendship, or family, becomes something that is happy, healthy, and whole. Okay? Y'all, thank you so much, Shunnika.
Yeah. One more thing.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Look, if somebody calling you, whether it be your loved one or your friend, and you look at the phone like, oh my God, they're calling. End that friendship. Because they get on your nerves. If you got to do that every time they call, it's time to wrap it up. Just to be an acquaintance. Okay? All right.
That was a word of wisdom, y'all. She done.
I'm done.
Y'all, take the love language quiz if you have not. That's our call to action, my squad peeps. Then realize, reflect on your relationships. Are they happy, healthy, and whole? Do they make you feel all the things? Are they balanced and fulfilling? If not, it's time to evaluate those. And then don't forget to follow us on Instagram. DM me. My girl is 80 Pounds Entertainment. I am Tasha Moore, Coach Tasha Moore, all of the things. Y'all subscribe to the podcast, please. Share this episode with somebody who you know needs to hear it. Sit with your girls, your people, your significant other, and talk through some of the things that we talked about. Y'all, I have been married for July will be 23 years. My girl is coming up on 10 years, right? No?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. Round up, girl. 10.
You know what? But it felt like we had been together longer than that. And that's a good feeling. Not the dragging, a good feeling.
Right. Yeah. So y'all, we love you. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. All my squad peeps, I love y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of the squad. Remember, your purpose connects to someone else. They cannot walk in theirs until you're walking in yours. Go out there and fight for the best version of you. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Love ya.